can see downtown Memphis over there. Edgerton's has arranged a city tour later. Goodbye, American Queen.
These
on a city tour.
Close to, they're over the
These are Memphis homes.
Under 700. And this, see the one with the crow's nest, that one's $1 million, and the one next to it. But as a
this is the view they have,
area,
the river.
We have the
approaching St. Jude Children's Research Hospital.
Is St. Jude. When St. Jude.
Founded by Danny Thomas in the early 60s, no child, no family ever has to pay while staying here and being treated. Travelers going into this memorial area across the way. Growing restless in Detroit and with his career stalled in smoky nightclubs and on local radio, Danny Thomas needed $70 to get his newborn daughter Marlo and his young wife Rosemarie out of the hospital. Desperate for a sign that he was on the right path, he prayed for guidance to St. Jude Thaddeus, patron saint of the hopeless causes. Show me my way in life, and someday I will build you a shrine. Placing 7 of the $10 he had in his pocket in the collection box, he said, I need that back times 10. The next day, Danny got a call to play a singing toothbrush on a radio commercial for $75. He had his sign. An amazing story on the power of prayer as that led to this children's hospital.
I wonder what you are.
Once you know that they have a harder than you're looking at it, because I'd already kind of prepared. Happy that someone wanted to help us, and I'm very happy that St. Jude.
Danny and his wife Rosemarie are laid to rest right near the children's hospital. And now with travelers at the Lorraine Motel, where Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated. 1968, April, that room 306. Dr. King was here to support striking sanitation workers.
Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
The shots from James Earl Ray came from over there.
Memphis, remain peace. As you approach room 306,
It is now the National Civil Rights Museum. If you're in Memphis, I encourage you to see it. My 2 oldest and I saw it a few years ago. Beale Street.
Should be like we had.
One of those cars looks like what I used to date in.
Hey, there's Shelby. Good line there.
Football and seeing
Headed to Graceland.
that.
How big was and is Elvis? He's been gone since 1977, and every time I work an Edgerton's trip here, all these kind of folks are waiting to take the shuttle across the street, go through the gates, and go to see Graceland. I was not allowed to take the video camera, but our group could take still pictures of Graceland, which he bought in 1957 at age 22, already an international star. He bought it for $100,000 back then. Lived in it until he died in 77. Well, what a trip it's been, but now it's time to head north and go home. We took the train from Chicago to New Orleans and got on the American Queen. Since we ended in Memphis, we're now motor coaching back up north to Indiana. What a wonderful trip it was. Hi, I'm Charlie Adams, host and producer of this 60-minute DVD. I want to thank Jackie Lightfoot for the wonderful job she did in managing the trip. And Edgerton's will offer the American Queen Riverboat Experience again in July of 2015. I will host that trip, and we're going to go from St. Louis up to St. Paul, Minnesota, with stops in places like Hannibal and La Crosse, Wisconsin, and Red Wing. So contact your local Edgertons and let them know you want to go on that trip, the American Queen, in July of 2015.